believe our responsibility as individuals in this country, as people in the government, and as a president, that we should try to set a standard of protection of all liberties, economic and political liberties. And if we do a good job, maybe other countries would do much better themselves, but we can't force it upon them. We cannot invade other countries and tell them, we are going to tell you how you live. We should set a standard, and hopefully they will want to emulate it. Our job here is at home. But we have a lot of things that we have to change, but the guideline, of course, is our Constitution. And Article 1, Section 8 outlines it pretty definitely on what those authorities are, explicitly approximately 20 items, depends on how you count, of ideas and principles that we're allowed to do and have the authority to do. And, of course, one is the declaration of war. And if that is the case, just think, how many wars would have been fought since World War II? None! Just think how much money we would have saved. Think of how much richer we would be. So think about how much less debt we would have. Think how much less pervasive this whole notion of deficit spending would be. This country would be so much wealthier. In the very last 10 years, we added $4 trillion of debt for these wars that are going on, and we don't even know why we're there. We don't know when they're going to end, and we have no purpose there, and they cause more harm than good. So obey the Constitution, and we would have a lot less wars. And of course, the consequence of the foreign policy has been great. It has not only been great because of all the cost, but all the enemies that are made. They talk about, well, is the Al-Qaeda gone? Will there be any more Al-Qaeda? And the real story is that there's a lot of people out there that still dislike us, and they're going to dislike all of us, because now we've taken it upon ourselves to say the global war on terrorism is global, and we have the authority and the responsibility to look at every square inch of this country, in the world, and that we have the capability to hitting any postage stamp spot to kill those bad people. And guess what? We're doing it, and guess what? Sometimes we miss. Sometimes the kids get killed, and sometimes innocent bystanders get killed. You don't build friendships that way, and believe me, we are more vulnerable, we are less secure because of that type of foreign policy than if we followed one of friendship and trade with countries. His other plan was because dissent in this country, he was, I'm sure, thinking about the dissent of the 1960s of the Vietnam War. But the other plan that he had was to bankrupt our country by overextending ourselves overseas. And here we have done exactly what he was looking for us to do, and we have sacrificed another 8,500 Americans, 40,000 Americans severely wounded, hundreds of thousands begging and pleading for help at the Veterans Administration. We have an epidemic of suicides with our military, more people dying from suicide than we do from combat. So we're not winning this war because we're not willing to take and look at what the CIA has told us and taught us. They said, be careful what we do. Not only are there unintended consequences with our foreign policy, but watch out, there will be blowback and we will suffer the consequences. This is the reason why we have to come to our senses and change our foreign policy to national defense and not world domination.